We are live. Hi, James and Sveta here from Systems Matter, and we are coming to you live from London this evening.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, so a quick hello to everybody, not only on Facebook but also in our Systems HQ community tuning in. So a little introduction of who we are. As I said, we are James and Sveta, Systems Matter. At Systems Matter, what we do is we work with small business owners and entrepreneurs, and we teach them how to grow their businesses, get more clients through the power of systems and a systematic approach.
And both of us have totally different views on systems. We come from totally different backgrounds, have totally different personalities, and that's what we find makes our approach different. So as for me, I used to work as a conversion consultant in agency in London, and what systems allowed us to do is to really manage clients effectively and know that we're providing the same experience to every client. So sometimes it felt like systems were a bit constraining, but at the same time we really knew what was working and wasn't, and when there was a problem we were able to address it quickly.
Yeah, I distinctly remember you taking exception to some aspects of the systems.
Yes.
In particular the time tracking. I'm sure a lot of people can identify with feeling like there's a bit of a big brother element when every moment of your work is being tracked. But obviously there's a client who's wanting to know where their money's going. But the key really is that...
But it's also good for you to know what activities take you a longer time, how much it's costing you or your client, how you can optimize, outsource. There's different ways of, looking at it and saying, that's a good system to have. But another thing, you have to adjust to it and embrace it. But today, I actually want to talk about something
slightly different but related.
But so let's just go on. And
so what Sveta was alluding to with the experience in the conversion optimization was the fact that she was working with clients and managing clients and the role that systems played.
I like how you talk about my experience.
I was there too. The key thing is that it was client facing, and you were working directly with clients, and it was about creating an experience for them, consistency, and I think it was key that you had those systems in place, and that was. Like, my perspective of it was very different, because as much as a CRO and agency environment is working within a team context and working with clients from that perspective, for me it was very different, because I got my start as a freelance copywriter. Now, systems play an equally large role, but the difference there is they are self-imposed. And for a lot of people, I think they're not, they don't exist, and that becomes a problem. But from my perspective as a copywriter working on my own initially, what I found was that I was getting overwhelmed by all of the moving pieces of a small business. So as a service provider, you not only have to take care of the key thing of, I actually have to get clients, but once you've got those clients, you've got to work with them effectively and make sure that what you deliver is what they expected, and in fact goes beyond what they expected. But on top of that, you've got the things that you're told you need to do. So you need to be on all of the social media platforms. You must blog consistently. You Snapchat, whatever it might be. You're told that you need to cover all those bases, but nobody necessarily tells you how you do it and how you stay consistently focused on both delivering excellent client projects and simultaneously balancing kind of filling the pipeline for when those client projects are finished. So a lot of the time you can feel like you are juggling, you got plates spinning in every direction, and once you turn your focus away from one set of them, they're immediately starting to wobble.
Yeah. So, and that's exactly what we're going to talk to you today, is about client management
and how to juggle plates.
No. And why creating remarkable experiences for your clients is the most powerful way to build your business.
And I think it's kind of a unconventional way of looking at it, because we typically just think of client management as, it sounds really dry. It's almost like project management sounds. It's like
it's
they're a
something
resource.
that you think about after purchase.
After
now
the sale,
I
yeah.
have to manage your clients. And that's exactly it. The way we look at it is more like if you shift your focus from managing your client, managing your client to creating a relationship with your client
And an experience.
And an experience, exactly. And that's exactly where systems come into place. They take away that service role and give you the time to create that meaningful experience, but also the relationship that will go further than just having a client. By having a friend, potentially a client that refers you, and
But so really to get to the center of why this is such an important topic, we have some stats, and I think stats are normally considered boring, but these ones, to any small business owner, these are super interesting and exciting.
As always, as human beings, we always trust recommendation. That works for anything. And one of the powerful stats we have, that 92% of people believe brand recommendation from friends.
92%.
As opposed to 25 believing in advertising. And actually, this is actually the core, because we constantly think that we need to generate leads, create funnels, tweak the messages, which of course is partially true. But if we shift our focus on, again, creating experience for an existing client, we open up a door for referrals that are most likely for free.
And what's so interesting is that the other statistic is that people are 4 times more likely to buy when referred to you by a friend or a colleague who's had an experience with you that delivered what they expected. But what's interesting is that for a lot of small business owners, we talk about referrals or word of mouth as kind of the poor cousin of the marketing funnel magic. Like somehow it's superior to acquire a client through an email marketing funnel with lead generation, etc. But why is that the case? Like, the client who comes to you through somebody you've worked with and genuinely impressed, that's going to be a much higher quality client, because they have the expectation of what you're going to deliver, and they are already a much warmer prospect. So if you can tap into, number one, your existing audience to get them to refer more clients to you, why would you not take advantage of that? And why would we undervalue that source of clients? And the key thing here is that only 33% of businesses are actively seeking out and collecting reviews from their past customers. And that means 66% of businesses are missing out on the most effective form of marketing. And we think that's a travesty, which is why we have a system for leveraging it.
Exactly. And that's where we would like to invite you to our webinar, live webinar that is coming on Wednesday, where we'll show you the 3 systems. Onboarding system, how to onboard new client, client management system, as well as how to collect testimonials. And those systems are pretty easy to put in place, because we'll also give you the templates that you can copy and paste into Asana or Trello, depending what you are using already. If you're not using this particular tools, you can apply the system and systematic approach that will show it to you to any tool.
And that's the beauty of it. It is largely tool agnostic. So we're going to walk you step by step through the application of these processes in those particular tools. But if you have a preference for another tool, then it's just as easy to implement there. But I think it sounds it sounds really simple. There's those three aspects to it. There's the initial intake and onboarding of a client. There is the management side, and then there's the intentional collection of reviews and turning that into testimonials and referrals. And it is simple, but it does require consistency and an approach that is easy to follow, because you've got a lot of things to handle, and unexpected things come at you unexpectedly, unsurprisingly. So when you have that system in place, it's easy to stick with it. So as Sweta said, that workshop is coming up live next Wednesday, the 18th of April at 7 p.m. BST, which I believe is 2 p.m. EDT for our friends across the pond. And we're going to be co-hosting it with some friends of ours they've created an amazing scheduling tool called Cozy Cal, and they're going to be giving their perspective of working with coaches, health practitioners, and a whole spectrum of service providers on the best practices for client intake. And they'll also show us some quite cool tech aspects of using the tool and getting it to play nicely with Asana and Trello for the tech geeks.
So all in all, you'll hear lots of different perspectives from tech side, detailed side, more high level perspective. So it'll be a fun one. Come join us. If you have any questions prior, just post it just below the video, and we'll be happy to get back to you.
And of course, we will be posting the link to register for the workshop underneath this video. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. And as Sweta says, of course, the key takeaway that we want you to have from the workshop is that you can really walk away from it and be able to put something in place right away to start improving the experience for your clients and start leveraging word of mouth marketing immediately. So we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for joining us live this evening. And also we will be obviously posting the replay. All the best from both of us for now.
And we'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye for now.